Okay, so welcome again. Yes. I actually planned to do my talk at the last talk, because it's not good if I start, because it's some sort of my event. But then I decided it's good because it's some sort of overview. And so it gives some sort of binding to everything else. So we just see. Welcome again. I'm Klaas. I said that I work as a data scientist at Unbelievable Machine, where we create unbelievable machines. So if you're interested in that, just click some links. I'm also the community manager of Data Science Berlin, which is somehow on Meetup for the nerds. It's on Xing for the not nerds. And it's part of Data Science Global, which is an international, very lean community of all people interested in data science. So if you have questions about that, just ask as well. And I'm father to DSDay, so really proud of all these children around me. So very good. I want to talk about business needs and data, which is not IT. Sorry for that. Somebody has to do this, so that's why I do it. Business needs and data. Business needs data. So first statement. Business and needs and data are the three things I actually want to talk about. So we split those up and start with something totally different first, before we talk about business and needs and data. So we start with what is not now. 4 hours. Yes, that will do for today. Hopefully. So what is data science, at least for me? Because it's called the first data science day. So what is data science? Good question. Some people say that it's in the middle of all these sorts of professions. So you have engineering expertise, you have math and stats, computer sciences, and hacking. In the middle, you have data science. And Hilary Mason from Italy, who did this, said, these are the awesome nerds. So in the middle are the awesome nerds. Just crazy people who know all of this and can do all of this. And start there and cross there and do something here and set up a server, do some algorithms, do Python, talk to clients and do all this. Probably. But very IT-ish. So it's awesome IT and math and all that, which is, I think, part of data science, but for me it's not everything. So I think we also need to bridge a gap between this and people on the other side, who actually don't know any of this often. Yes. And it's not only about these IT parts, it's not only about these Hadoop stuff and fancy algorithms. So it's more than that. And we need people here. So we need maybe awesome communicators and translators who are able to translate the needs we talk about to the doing and back. So for me, data science is here. With business and needs and data. And inside data we have all this crazy fancy stuff. And of course I know how to do Python, and I know how to set up server scripts or all that. Maybe I'm not the perfect programmer in the world, but I know about this, but I also need to know about this, and I of course need to know about these sort of needs. So what does it all mean when we do this? And which is always good, never-ending curiosity. Yes? It's always good to be curious and interested. Because it's new, some sort of. This field and all this data stuff, it's quite new, especially in Germany, so be curious, which is good. So, business, needs and data. So let's talk about business. What is business? Well, a lot. So it's marketing, maybe it's corporate communication, it's customer service, it's product business development, R&D, human resources, BI and all these intelligence, internal stuff things, internal IT and more and more and more and more. So a lot of different management disciplines. And they all rely some sort of on data. And they get data to get their business done. Not everything is data, of course, yeah? But we have all that. So that's for me business. So if I want to be a data scientist, I need to be able to talk to those guys and try to understand. I'm not a marketing expert. I don't have every domain expertise, of course. But it's about this, to talk about them and to understand what they maybe need and interested in. So if we go on with the needs, so what does business need? Well, answers, of course. Insights, maybe. Decision support. That are the people who decide things, of course. Yes. So, answers. For example, what I said in some of these I wish I knew questions were only examples. Just get what are the interests of my customers? Who is visiting my internet site or using my app right now? And why? What are the usage patterns of my ads and products and how can I optimize them? The conversion to my shop and to my products. Which version of my website performs best? What do people do on outbound platforms which I don't know about, what they do, and all of that, millions more of questions, depending on the different disciplines. And a lot of those might be deep drawer questions. So somewhere down there in the bottom drawer, being there for years, and the people wait maybe for somebody who can answer it. Because of course we are able to provide other answers and new answers. We have more power in our IT infrastructure. We are able to work with algorithms of a new kind maybe, to come up with other answers. And all that, maybe they have the questions for years. They just don't know how to answer. And maybe we can. We can't answer all the questions, of course. But maybe a few more. There's Ted coming. We need a seat for you, Ted, I think.
Okay. Floor.
Somewhere, floor first.
Rebecca.
Yes. Welcome. So, insight, the other part. So what does insight mean for me? Oh yes. So hey, fine.
Happy.
Great. So insight. So it's not just numbers, of course, which are great, and they are still some sort of state of the art. If you look at all these data warehousing applications and all that, numbers are good, of course. They can be good. But also it's about maybe not just plain numbers and absolute numbers. It's maybe about probabilities, weights, trends, predictions and all that. And more or less about gut feeling. That's for me. So insight helps to get gut feeling. What does that mean? Well, we talked to a guy who's actually quite an interesting man in the automotive world. And he said this, guys, if you and your artificial intelligence can help me to get a better gut feeling, you're in. Yeah? You can work for me. That's it. So it's all about gut feeling. And why that? Because decision support means somehow to decide between 0 and 1. But what about the in-betweens? If I'm not sure if it's 0 or 1. Or if it's yes or no. So when is it a yes? Well, probably the gut feeling will tell it in the end. And say, at this time, for me it's a yes. And this time for me it's a no. Which is not very good, because maybe it's only one person or two who decide this with their guts. If you ask 1,000 people and their gut feelings, who might know the answer then? So there's a gut feeling range. Yes, for me. And with this gut feeling range, it's too big now. So we need to make it smaller. So we can use the answers and insights we can provide with data science and by asking the right questions and giving answers and trying to find out more things. Yeah? Which for one are maybe only some sort of, well, 80% answers. But if you have lots of those, and answers and insights, your gut feeling range gets smaller. And maybe smaller to the no, or smaller to the yes. So that's where we can help. That's what I think, at least. And what we do. So, the last one, business needs data. Data is, of course, not just reports, and of course not just fancy dashboards. Because fancy dashboards, in the end, need experts to tell experts what other experts found out. Yes. You need somebody who understands the dashboard again. So someone who works with the data is an expert, somebody who understands the dashboard is an expert, and on the business side they have also experts who have to decide. That's too much. Yes. So maybe we need some other sort of data. I call them actionable, a lot of others do call them actionable. But that mainly means an intelligent selection, analysis, and display of relevant data. Not all. Which is focused, understandable, actionable, which is just some buzzword bingo, of course. Yeah. But it's true, nevertheless. And to be used by the domain expert in the end. So skip the middleman. And make it on demand, maybe interactive right now. That's where all this visualization part comes in. And the all real-time aspects. So make it fast, make it accessible, make it interactive, and all that. So, business needs data. That's my point. Business needs data science. That's my other point. Because I work as a data scientist, and I need some money to pay for my kid, and my wife, and everybody in my house. Like everybody else. So, yeah, it's important. And of course, we need the best people for that. So, blink with an eye. Everybody's looking for the best people. Yes, we too. So, thanks. That's my point here. Any questions? Of course not, because it's easy to understand. Do you like the idea that data science is more than IT and math and fancy algorithms? Who likes the idea? Yes, that's good. So I have a better idea than Hillary Mason did, which is good. No, it's just joking. No, but for me, it's not. So, okay, if there are no questions, and Ted, if you want to do your talk now,
I'd love to.
You're on.
Okay.
So, do you have any sort of...
I do, but first I have questions.
You have questions first, that's
Yeah.
good.